Welcome to Rating Public Restrooms, the series where I go into different public bathrooms and review them based off how good they are. Now, some of you may be wondering, why on earth am I doing this? And the answer is pretty simple. I have a passion for public restrooms. No, wait, yeah, I do. That's what I mean. I just haven't seen anyone do this before, and I figured I would take this opportunity to step out and become the official bathroom reviewer. So that's me. Nice to meet you. So the way this is going to work will actually be pretty simple. I'm going to pick 3 different bathrooms to review every episode, and then I will review them. I'm going to try to gather footage from like a single stall, because walking around a public restroom with like your phone out recording it all is really weird and maybe illegal. I don't know. Each bathroom is going to be getting a score out of 50, and to get that total score 50, there's a couple subcategories. There's like a rubric to this. It's like a rubric for school, like a school project is what this is, which sounds fun, doesn't it? Doesn't that just sound so much fun? So I've spent a lot of time trying to devise and come up with what the most important aspects of a public restroom is. And I believe I've done that. I've narrowed it down to 5 different categories that I believe are really important. And so those 5 categories are stench, cleanliness, TPQ, aka toilet paper quality, security, and just the overall vibe. Each of these categories will be graded from 1 to 10, and then we'll add all that up to get the total score, which is out of 50. If you're still confused, which honestly you might be, just keep watching. It's pretty easy to understand once we actually start doing it. With all of that out of the way, we're going to jump right into it. The first bathroom that we will be reviewing today is a Speedway gas station bathroom. That's right, we're starting this series off really strong with a gas station bathroom. Now, as one always does before they start their science experiment, and yes, this is a science experiment, I'm going to make a bit of a hypothesis about each bathroom. Obviously, gas station bathrooms tend to have a bad rap, but honestly, that's for pretty good reason. I think almost all of us have had a poor encounter with a gas station bathroom, so really, my expectations for Speedway weren't that high. However, I made sure that I didn't let my preconceived notions about gas station bathrooms really kind of affect how I would review Speedway's bathroom. This is very serious, journalistic, unbiased work. Well, let's get into it. The first thing that I noticed when I walked in was that the toilet was flushed, which, is always a good sign. Honestly, nothing about this bathroom really stood out to me when it comes to like good or high quality, but also nothing really stood out too much when it came to just poor and awful quality. Many gas station bathrooms tend to be vandalized in one way or another, and this bathroom was no different. There were many inappropriate words written on the hand dryer, which I won't show, and there was also some vandalism on the sink and the mirror. The bathroom wasn't a mess, but there was definitely kind of a gross, musty vibe to it. I didn't film what the toilet paper looked like, but it was just kind of the usual low-quality toilet paper that you tend to see at a public restroom. A pretty common theme that we're going to be seeing throughout the rest of this episode and throughout future episodes more than likely is that the TPQ is never very good. I almost always give the TPQ a pretty bad score because it's always kind of like cheap and uncomfortable. You will now see a graphic on screen about the ratings that I gave the Speedway bathroom. I gave the stench a 5. It smelled okay, like it wasn't gross, but there was also clearly no air freshener. Cleanliness was a 6. There's just a few small pieces of toilet paper on the grounds, and there were parts of the bathroom that kind of just looked gross. I think it might have been mold, but I'm really not sure. The TPQ was a 4 for the reasons that I stated earlier. The security was a 9, but that was mostly just because it was a single room that locked from the inside, so there was really no way people could peep in. I still felt a bit unsafe, and I think a lot of that had to do with the overall vibe that I was given when I entered the bathroom, and that's why the overall vibe is a 4. If you add up everything, you'll see that the overall score for this is a 28 out of 50, aka a 56%, aka a failing grade, which honestly, for Speedway bathroom, I'm not surprised. Okay, so the next bathroom that I chose to review is one that most of us should be familiar with, and that is Target. Now, already my expectations for this bathroom were much higher than Speedway. When I think of a Target bathroom, I don't jump to like a luxurious, upper class public restroom, but it's definitely in that middle to upper middle class range. Or so I thought. The first thing that I noticed when I entered the stall was how easily someone could look through the crack between the door and the wall and just watch you poop. Oh god. This made me mad. Like, I don't understand why places can't just make a bathroom that people can't look through. Like, it makes no sense why they design it that way. So immediately, the second I walked in, I was mad, okay? I was just mad. The floor and wall had this nice kind of tile design going on, which, you know, looked pretty nice. And there's also a part of the wall that just had this random, like, red part to it. It didn't really make any sense. The toilet was very loud, which can be heard here. And the toilet paper itself was very thin and kind of sandpapery, which was honestly really upsetting. Now, they were playing music in there, which, if I'm being honest, kind of helped the overall vibe. It smelled fine. There was no air freshener like the last one, but it didn't really need it, which is why I gave the stench a 7. Cleanliness was an 8, except I did have to flush the toilet when I walked in because there were just a few pieces of toilet paper left in there. Nothing besides that, it was just toilet paper. The TPQ at Target was honestly a bit lower than Speedway, so I gave it a 3. Security was also a 3 because someone could easily look through and just see me pooping. And the overall vibe was a 7. They were playing music, the design was pretty nice. Yes, I was kind of mad when I got in there, but I got over it pretty quickly. And, you know, I enjoyed myself. Now, what shocked me is that the Target and Speedway ended up with the same overall score, which was really kind of disappointing because, like I said, my expectations for Target were so much higher than they were for Speedway's. As you guys can see, the first 2 bathrooms that I have reviewed so far have both got a failing grade. And that just goes to show that I am not taking this lightly, okay? This is important. To me, to you guys, to the world, okay? So I'm not gonna fudge the numbers, okay? I'm not gonna give them a little bit of extra credit so they can pass. No. They get the grade that they deserve. It's that simple. The final restroom for today's episode is going to be a Cabela's public restroom. For those of you who may not know, Cabela's is a massive fishing and hunting store. Now, the reason I chose this one is because I really wanted to experience what it would... it was right next to Target's, and I didn't have to drive very far, so I just kind of walked in. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty weird, like, walking in, going into the bathroom, walking out of the bathroom, and then just immediately leaving. I got a couple weird looks. Now, I've been inside a Cabela's a couple times. However, I've never been into one of their bathrooms, so this was really new territory for me. And the second I walked in, I was pleasantly surprised. The place had a pretty nice aesthetic with fancy tile on the ground and dark wood on the ceiling. Now, the stall that you guys end up seeing was one of those kind of bigger stalls that are used for handicapped people and for dads who have to change their baby's diapers. The security in that specific stall was fine. However, you could easily tell by the way that it was designed that the other smaller stalls would be pretty similar to Target in that people could easily just see right through. For the most part, it was pretty clean. There were just a couple spots where toilet paper was lying on the ground. The TPQ left a lot to be desired. It was maybe a tick better than Target, but not much more. I definitely feel like, you know, a manly man whenever I walk into Cabela's, and that same feeling carried into the bathroom, which, you know, made me feel pretty good. The stench was basically non-existent. It didn't really smell like anything, which is never bad, so I gave that a 7. Cleanliness was also a 7 because, like I said, there were a few parts that were littered with toilet paper. The TPQ was a 4, which, honestly, I'm not surprised. Like I said, almost every place has pretty not good toilet paper, so I'm just gonna have to get used to it. The security was a 5. Like I said, my stall itself was fine, however, the other stalls definitely were not. Like I mentioned, the overall vibe was very nice. It was definitely the best one all episode, so I gave it an 8. I just used the phrase, like I said, 4 times in a row, basically. I'm so sorry for wasting your guys' time. Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, the Cabela's restroom was the nicest one we reviewed today. It had a 31 out of 50, aka a 62%, which is a passing grade. Barely. Still, all 3 of these bathrooms really left a lot to be desired. I noticed that each and every one of them had one aspect that was really good, but then also had a couple aspects that were really bad. So hopefully for future episodes, I can just find places that are a lot better overall. Also, I'm totally down to try to find bathrooms that I know are going to be just disgusting. So if you have any suggestions, just let me know. This might be the most work that I've ever put into something, if I'm being honest with you. Here are the final grades for all the bathrooms one more time, just so you guys can remember. I plan on keeping track of these for future episodes. It's been a while since I've done one of these sit down and talk videos. I think it's been probably like 6 months. I really have no idea, but it's been a long time. So I hope you guys did enjoy this type of video. I hope to continue to make more of these. And with all that said, I will see you all next time. Sorry guys, I'm not a good YouTuber. Also, please leave a like, and please subscribe, and please follow my other social medias. Okay, bye.